The United America Network presents the unrepentant progressive perspective of John McMullen. From Palm Springs, California, this is McMullen at Large. Here's John.
$3.87 billion. That's the hit the marketplace delivered this past week, teaching Wall Street, the Walt Disney Company, and yes, even the White House, a really hard lesson. Maybe the next time that the mega constitution crushers come after the media and entertainment empires, the empire will strike back, maybe by simply telling them to stuff it. Disney's chief misstep artist, Bob Iger, found himself in the spotlight again with dollar signs and fairy tales dancing in his head, not unlike the privileged offspring of Oracle's Larry Ellison, who recently scooped up Paramount, a deal that needed government blessing. And here we are. Talk of yet another mega merger, this time Paramount with Warner Brothers and Discovery. Another blow to competition. Another swing of the consolidation hammer. But nobody has more scores to settle with media than the current administration, led by the biggest crybaby on earth who frankly could use a rattle and a pacifier. Maybe we should skip the golden sneakers and mass-produced Bibles and instead crowdsource a few 100,000 pacifiers to send straight to the White House. Think the message would get through? Well, back on track here, a colleague of mine recently pointed out that late-night TV, Colbert, Kimmel, the 11:30 p.m. lineup, averages only about 150 to 225,000 viewers in a nation of more than 300 million people. That's a drop in the bucket. Some even argued that those shows shouldn't exist. But here's the reality. While live ratings may look dismal, those hosts do have reach. Tens of millions see their content through DVR, streaming platforms, YouTube, and social clips. Advertisers know it too. That's something that Johnny Carson or early Letterman never had, the reach of the internet. And I was there at the start, really there, I mean. Employee number 99 at a scrappy Seattle startup company called Progressive Networks, which you probably know today as Real Networks. Founder Rob Glazer had a vision to level the playing field and give progressive voices the same kind of power that right-wing talk radio had. In 1996, when we launched Real Video, I knew that this was going to tilt the media landscape forever. And you know what? It did, for better or worse. Streaming became the tool of democratization. At a time when media consolidation was running wild and diverse voices were disappearing, it gave anyone with talent and the grit a chance to compete with the Ryan Seacrests and Howard Sterns and Rush Limbaughs of the world. Fast forward, and those of us who actually read the draft of Project 2025 knew exactly what was coming. People dismissed us, said that we were sounding alarms over nothing. Yet here we are. More than 70 million of our fellow citizens bought into the lies wholesale. Or worse, they were perfectly fine with sacrificing some constitutional freedoms while clinging desperately to others, like the Second Amendment, for instance. That's led to too many unnecessary deaths. The hypocrisy of the so-called right to life movement is staggering. And then, as America began uniting, right, left, and center around the question of the Epstein files recently, the distraction machine kicked in. Who was on that list? Even firebrands like Marjorie Taylor Greene wanted answers. But as the heat rose and the president's goofs looked cooked, the fog machine fired up, as it always seems to. Enter a racist, homophobic, self-proclaimed Christian from Arizona, a man who preached hate, ignored school shootings, and cheered on harm against marginalized people. He played with fire in Mormon country, and he found out the hard way. Charlie Kirk does not deserve honor guards, flags at half-staff, or taxpayer-funded transport. He never served his country. He sowed division and amplified his Messiah's message instead of Christ's. And when Jimmy Kimmel, like comedians before him, used humor to hold power accountable, nothing in his commentary glorified Kirk's death. Nothing. Yet Kimmel has been suspended indefinitely, thanks to pressure from President Trump and his men. including FCC hack Brendan Carr, one of the architects of Project 2025. This is the gravest threat to the First Amendment in our history. And so we circle back. $3.87 billion. That's what Disney lost in market cap overnight because they messed around and found out. The lesson? The American consumer has more power than a corrupt government. If you're a Disney shareholder, maybe it's time to show Bob Iger the door. If you're tired of Sinclair and Nexstar, two big broadcast companies, stop watching their stations. Tell their advertisers that you won't buy until they stop funding hate. Media boycotts do work. I know. I helped lead one in the 1990s that cost Paramount $50 million and ended Dr. Laura's daytime TV ambitions. Don't believe the lie that you're powerless. Our collective actions do make an impact. So tell me, what are you doing to make this a better place in 2025? Drop me a note, @large@unitedamericanetwork.com. I'm John McMullen, at large on the United American Network, and this is what democracy sounds and looks like.
McMullen at Large is a production of the United American Network.
Facts so sharp they can cut through steel. They're scared 'cause he says what the people feel. No spin, no lies, just a fiery truth. The smartest podcaster, burning up the booth. McMullen at Large. Dropping the riffs, lighting up the dark. McMullen at Large. Hear the thunder roll. Yeah, he's leaving his mark.
This podcast is available from Apple, Spotify, Amazon, Captivate, and YouTube. Or visit unitedamericanetwork.com. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to subscribe.